Everybody, Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And hey, it's Tuesday here on the show, and you know what that means? We got a lot to talk about today. Last night was Raw, and we got new WWE Tag Team Champions. So we'll tell you about that. We also got NXT tonight, which is a taped show. No spoilers, but we'll give you the lineup for the show. Dynamite is live tomorrow. It is a post-pay-per-view edition of the show. And we have 2 title matches, and that's it so far. No other announcements, other than MJF will be there as a new champion. So we'll tell you about that. And then, of course, a very busy week. We'll get to that later on. SmackDown, Wrestle Kingdom, the first Raw, the 1-year anniversary on Netflix on January 5th, which has a bunch of big matches and plenty more. Got a lot to talk about here today, including a Tony Khan interview, talking about the differences between laying out Dynamite and Collision. We have injury updates. Chad Gable, Dominic Mysterio. We have a story that actually came out yesterday, but we didn't talk about it on this show. We did talk about it on Observer Radio. The text messages related to the Vince McMahon shareholder lawsuit and what they reveal, which is really, I guess, not much of a surprise. Pretty much what we all knew. But it has now been confirmed with text messages, so we'll tell you about that. More on wrestler injuries. Kenny Omega responded to William Regal's social media post about how you should not land on your head. And then Jeff Jarrett responded as well. And they had very different things to say. So we'll tell you about both of those. And then, of course, it is the Raw Report, as we do every Tuesday. Lance Storm is going to be joining us here today. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566, F4WOnline at gmail.com, F4W Online, Threads, Instagram, and Cameo, at Bryan Alvarez, X, and Blue Sky. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Jared, put old Granny on. Let's see what she's up to. Oh, man, she's doing something. Oh, Lord.
She's trying to plug in the box, Brian.
Granny can't connect. And so I call her on the phone, and she alerts us that she apparently knocked the box off her desk. Whatever's happening right there, that doesn't look good. She knocked down the camera now? What's going on?
She's got a hold of the camera, I think.
She's okay. Well, we've got the ceiling at least. There's the box. Hey, we got the box, Jared. Does it look like it's plugged in?
No.
It's definitely not on.
No.
Okay. That's her back, I believe. She appears to be doing something.
Apparently yoga.
That's her hair. Are we sure that's not Ric Flair? Now she's got to find the phone, too.
Think anyone's going to still subscribe after the show?
I hope we get a bunch of video signups. This is interesting.
Is it now?
Oh, man, we can almost see the front of the tie line to see if it's on. But we can't. We can only see the side of it, as well as a flashlight and dice. I don't know why there are dice there.
Well, you never know when you're going to play dice in the dark.
She's still doing something.
That's good radio, boss.
Show that again, what's she doing?
You know what's a good show is the Big Vinny V show.
Is it?
Or if you Pod Armenia 2025.
She might be tying her shoe or something.
Ed and San Antonio show.
Granny is furiously doing something. It's possible that we should sabotage the box every week.
No!
So that she can, get up and down, like Roddy Piper once said. No, I know. I'm calling you. Phone. I'm calling you. Oh, my God. How are you?
I'm exhausted. Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good. That sounded very sincere.
Stunning review. Well,
Anyway.
can we please make that into a commercial, Jared, for Vinny's show? Apple Podcast carries every podcast that we produce.
Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. What is happening here? Yes, Granny?
I don't care if it's show or what. My computer went out and I can't fix it.
Okay. Jared, can you fix Granny's computer?
But he tried to get a pin.
I am Steve.
Brian, what are you doing?
Now my child is sending me a voice message.
Steel chicken jockey.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us here today. We got a lot to talk about, as we always do here on Tuesdays here on the show. Lance, you watch Raw?
I did.
Oh,
2.5 hours. I preferred the 90-minute version.
How come you had to watch all 2.5 this time? It didn't skip commercials?
It did. It was still like 2.5 hours.
It's like 2.5 hours. Like when I turn it on, it says 2 hours and 21 minutes. But it skips the commercials and then skips forward 4 minutes. So it's still like an hour and a half.
Okay. So
Yeah.
like when it goes black for like 1 second?
4 minutes
jumps-
skips.
Really?
Yeah. So when everyone was talking about that hour and a half Raw, the only reason it was an hour and a half was because they didn't have the commercials that ended up getting skipped. It was still the same amount of time. It's weird. This Netflix thing.
It felt longer. The other thing I find really weird is it'll go black for like 2 seconds, and I go, okay, there's a commercial they're cutting out. But then when they come back, it seems like only 1 second in real time has also lapsed.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain that one. Yeah,
It's like the guy will bump on the floor, they'll go to commercial and come back, and it's like he's just stepping in the ring from when he was on the floor. And it's like, did they just freeze and stand still for
well,
4.5
I can
minutes?
tell you they didn't freeze and stand still, but you know, that reminds me, I was talking about this with somebody the other day. So, you know, whenever Dave does the Netflix breakdown,
Oh, God.
he has a formula and, you know, this or that and blah, blah, blah. So every now and then he'll say these numbers, they can't be real because according to these numbers, only like 10% of people are watching live, okay? Which, of course, if you look at it that way, that seems impossible. You're telling me that only 10% of people are watching Raw live? That doesn't make sense. But I think it does make sense because I think that what Netflix considers live and what Dave considers live are two completely different things. So, for example, if Monday Night Raw is on USA Network and it airs from 5 to 7 Pacific, 8 to 10 or whatever, if it's airing 8 to 10, if you, Lance, are watching it during the hours of 8 to 10, you would be considered a live viewer, okay? But I'll give you a good example. If you go to our YouTube channel, video.f4wonline.com, and you watch the video live, if you're watching Wrestling Observer Live right now, all right, I'm gonna go do this. So if you're watching Observer Live, down in the bottom left, it says live, and there's a little red dot next to it, okay? You're watching live. However, if I then switch to another window real quick, okay, I'm going to go to Twitter for reasons unknown, and then I go back to the show on Observer Live, I'm watching it like live in real time, but it's not actually live. I'm behind like 4 seconds now. And if I look down in the bottom right, it says live, but that little red dot is not on because I'm not actually like completely live. I'm behind by 4 seconds. So I don't think that right now YouTube is counting me as a live viewer, even though I'm watching it live because I'm behind I'm behind by 3 seconds. I'm not really live. So I think that the Netflix numbers, I think they are accurate, but like I think people, you know, maybe they tune in 5 minutes late and then they start from the beginning, or maybe they pause it for a second and then they unpause it. Like anything they do that makes it not live makes them count as a non-live viewer. And so, yeah, I believe that probably maybe 10% of people don't touch the clicker, don't pause, don't start late, don't rewind, nothing. They just watch it straight through. So I think it's just the way that Netflix counts viewers as live as compared to if you were watching the show, for example, on television, where if you're watching during the live window, you're considered live. It's not like that on YouTube here, and probably not also on Netflix. So I think that's where the discrepancy is.
And even when I watch television shows, I can pause it. I can rewind it.
Yes.
My DVR allows me to do that. But when I'm watching a television show, I never think of that. But if I'm watching Netflix or Prime or any other streaming service I have, because I know it's streaming, I'm way more apt to hit pause to go get a cup of coffee, hit pause to go to the bathroom. Or again, if I tuned in at, 6:05, hit watch live and then drag the little gimmick at the bottom back 5 minutes so I start at the beginning. But if I'm watching television and I flip on and the show is already a couple minutes in, I never think of doing that.
Yes. So I think that's what's going on here. But anyway, the point is, I don't know what the point is. It has
Dave's
nothing to do
wrong.
with anything that I was going to talk about here today.
Dave's wrong. That's the point.
Okay, so a couple of injury updates. Chad Gable and Dominic Mysterio are the two we have to talk about. On Observer Radio last night, on TV, they noted that Dom was out indefinitely with a shoulder injury. And, whenever people think of the word indefinitely, they always think it's like it's going to be forever. Indefinitely just means we don't definitely know when he's going to be back. And we don't, but he does not need surgery. And so it does appear that he will be back in time for the Royal Rumble. It's not going to be a long-term injury, and he can rehab it and hopefully come back fairly soon. So that's good news for Dominic Mysterio. Also, PW Insider is reporting Chad Gable should be back soon, perhaps as early as next week. And for those of you that pay very close attention, which is not me, but is others, if you watch that segment with El Grande Americano and AJ and Javon and all those guys backstage, way off in the background, the Creeds were there with Ivy Nile. So the Creeds have not been on TV for a long time, but they had a secret cameo on the show last night. So my guess is that Chad Gable is going to return, and they may go babyface. Or I guess it's hard to say because everybody loves El Grande Americano. I think he's supposed to be a heel. It's hard to tell. But I think we're going to get American Made. Is that their name? Chad Gable's group? I think they were American Made, right?
Whatever.
It's just, I think of Hulk Hogan every time I think American Made. So I think it's going to be American Made against Los Americanos, 6-man tags. So I think that's what's going to happen, but we shall see. But he should be back very soon as well. So that'll be good because he's quite freaking great.
I really hope they were in Florida and the Creeds didn't have to fly in for a stand way in the background for 30 seconds and then fly home.
Well, you never know, man. You never know. Tony Khan did an interview with Q101, and you'll be stunned to hear he is obsessed with the minute-by-minute ratings of Dynamite. Less so with Collision, he says. He said, there are things that I do on Collision that I think are excellent wrestling. I'm not as obsessed with the minute-by-minute viewing patterns. I am obsessed with the minute-by-minute patterns for Dynamite. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with Collision being a great wrestling show that the wrestling fans love. My goal for Collision is the wrestling fans tell the other wrestling fans, because I don't want there ever to be a perception, even though I know some fans think that, I can watch Dynamite, I'll get everything. That's not the case. A lot of the best stuff is on Collision. I want the wrestling fans to spread the virus like I have. I was a virus-spreading wrestling fan that made other wrestling fans that would go to school and bring people over and show them tapes of my favorite stuff and get other people into wrestling. So he's doing the show for himself, which is what I've always said, which is fine. But I do think that, if you look at the Collision ratings and you look at the Dynamite ratings, there's a lot of people that aren't watching Collision, no matter what he thinks. And so I know there's strong pushback against video packages from a lot of people, but the fact is, hey, if you do something cool on Dynamite and you want people to know about it, well, you got to show some clips on Dynamite because at least half of your Dynamite audience is not watching Collision regularly. And it's not on them to do it. It's on you to alert them. So, back in a moment with more Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Okay, can everyone hear it?
Yeah.
There's a mystery bell at Granny's house. She can't hear it. Take off your headphones for a second.
I had them on wrong anyway.
Okay.
I can't get them on right. What?
Take them off and listen.
You have in your elbow?
Is the fan on a computer?
Nothing.
All right. Well, this is going to be an exciting show.
Gonna have bells ringing through the whole thing, and it's every week. It's got to be me.
Do you have a neighbor that's an ice cream man
No,
practicing out there?
I got a neighbor that smokes marijuana.
I'm sure you do. I guess
Whatever that noise is, I mean, it's still going.
Yeah, it's not going to stop, dude.
Brian, do you want me to get off here and go see if open the door and see if there's anything out there?
You think something's out the front door?
Is he ringing the bell the entire time?
No, Granny, you don't.
Let me in! Let me in!
It's fine. It's fine.
If it's death, don't open the door.
Thank you, Craig. This person thinks it's a stove timer.
Have you burned the roast?
No, I don't have a stove. You want me to just get off here?
No. We're going to barrel through it.
I'd love it.
You're not even doing anything. Granny, Nick says that you've got an old-fashioned analog alarm clock in Terry's bedroom.
I don't know. I got a new alarm clock, battery operated. Is that what she meant?
Well, whatever it is, it's going haywire right now.
Oh, it might be my alarm,
Do you think?
but it's way back in the bedroom.
Don't worry about it right now. But when the show's over, you might want to go...
That's what it is.
Okay.
Solve the mystery.
Is there a reason you didn't turn it off when it started ringing?
Well, I wasn't in there. I didn't.
Duh.
I took a nap. I took a nap and set the alarm. I thought I shut it off, but I probably didn't.
No.
You probably didn't.
That's life.
I would say with a good deal of certainty that you didn't turn it off.
Brian, that's life around here.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I do the show with Dave, too.
Say,
Hear all sorts of things in the background.
did I do that? You know,
Yeah, you did do that.
or I thought I did that, but I didn't.
In there.
I wake up and I see lights on, and I say, I didn't turn those lights on. What's going on?
Maybe the place is haunted.
Could be.
Okay.
It's my brain that's haunted.
Well, I hope not. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back at the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Newly revealed documents and text messages know that a key executive that now heads up TKO was confident about Vince McMahon's return to WWE in 2023 and that they would sell the company to Endeavor, a prediction that turned out to be very accurate. Brandon Thurston and Post Wrestling obtained documents, revealed the information Monday, images of text messages from newly disclosed records, part of the current WWE shareholder lawsuit. The lawsuit claims that Vince was in violation of his duties by arranging for WWE to merge with UFC to create TKO, a move done to keep him in power rather than get the best deal for shareholders. So, there's a lot to this, and I don't even know. Like, here's the thing. How do we prove one way or the other what would have happened that didn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, the shareholders want to know that they got the best deal, okay? Well, you could have, one of the other individuals that was interested in buying WWE say, well, we would have paid more. Well, you can say that, but we don't know because it didn't happen. And the other issue is, whatever was paid for it, the TKO stock right now is freaking sky high. And we have no idea what the stock price would be for another company that would have bought WWE. There's no way of knowing any of this. It's certainly not like this deal screwed over shareholders. I mean, these shareholders are making out like bandits right now.
Well, yes, but there could be the potential of I don't know if conspiracy is the right word.
It would be a conspiracy.
But if he was communicating with people in TKO about coming back, negotiating that he will facilitate the sale if he's left in power, then he wasn't negotiating with the best interests of the shareholders involved. Whether he ended up getting the best deal or not, if he was conspiring ahead of time and negotiating his stay in power, then they have a suit, whether they would have made more money going elsewhere or staying.
Well, sure. I mean, obviously, the text messages point out, there was a message here from Mark Shapiro, and he basically said, Nick and Stephanie are going to take over WWE for the next 9 months. Vince will be back with a new board, or he will take the company private, or he will sell it. The race is on, the courtship is on. That's, by the way, almost exactly what happened. That was the day that Vince resigned. And he did come back. And he did come back with the claim that I am the majority shareholder of this company. I will not sell unless I get brought back. A bunch of people on the board quit. He got brought back. The place got sold. And then as a result of the Janelle Grant lawsuit, they got rid of him anyway. So I don't know what. Like, here's the thing. With a lawsuit, you have to prove damages. Right? What are the damages? What can we prove here? It's not like, the shareholders aren't making tons and tons of money. Yes, he might have conspired to get a deal that maybe, we don't even know, maybe he could have got a better deal from somebody else. But we don't know. So I don't know how you prove damages here or what the damages would even be in this lawsuit. But I'm sure the shareholders, they just want, I'm sure they want some money. But I don't know.
Most people do.
I don't know how it's going to be determined. The other thing is, and this is hardly news, that when Vince came back, he was in charge of creative. And
even though they claimed otherwise.
Well, they claimed otherwise, but it's one thing to claim it, but then the guy shows up every Monday and tears a script up. Clearly he was in charge. But he did make the call. Although, according to Dave, it was actually Roman Reigns' idea. But the original idea was that Cody was going to win the title the first year at WrestleMania. He was going to beat Roman Reigns in that first match. And I had gotten the impression it's weird. Like, I went to that WrestleMania, okay? I was certain Cody was going to win. I did talk to people that weekend, and they said that Vince changed the whole thing. And it was like, I heard a lot of things. It was like Vince changed it, but, Roman wasn't sure about Cody or this. Like, I heard a lot of weird things, and it was, hard to determine whether, are these just rumors or... And then Cody ended up losing, and I was like, whoa. So I thought at the time that Vince had showed up that weekend, because that was right when he officially came back, was that weekend. I thought, man, this guy came back, he walked in, he changed everything up, and, everybody's upset and this and that. Well, as it turns out, before he came back, he had I guess Roman and Paul and everybody had talked to Vince and said, this is our idea. Make it a longer climb, make Cody go another year, it'll be better for business, which again, we won't ever know because they didn't put the belt on Cody that year. But Cody losing, like when I saw it happen, I was like, oh man, this boom period is done. This was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But man, their business blew up the next year with Cody's 1 year run to get his. So anyway, I mean, maybe it was the right call. I mean, it certainly wasn't a bad call. We can say that. But, Vince, I guess it was in February. He made the decision that, yep, we're going to wait another year. And everybody was told in February. So it wasn't something that they found out the week of the show, which is what I thought. He'd actually made that call months earlier. And it was a changed plan from what they had originally decided to do, which was... and the funny thing about it is... I'm not sure that it would have been any different if Cody would have won the title. Like, obviously, him not winning didn't make a difference, but the thing I remember about that year is Roman Reigns beat Cody, and then he, vanished for, 3 months. He, went on vacation.
And Cody main evented.
And Cody was the top guy. And Cody, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but I think Cody lost one match that entire year. They basically just booked him like the champion for the entire year. He was the top guy. He headlined all the shows. He was almost always in the main event. I mean, he basically did what he would have done if he would have won the title. He just didn't have the belt. And then he won the title the following year. So I don't think either decision was a bad decision. But that's the decision they made, and Vince made it. So he was in charge of creative until finally he was told he wasn't, and then he was ousted as a result of the Janelle Grant thing. And there's a guy on Twitter I'm going to have to block because every day he's tweeting to me that the right decision is to get rid of Triple H and bring back Vince. He also really wants Randy Orton to get pushed, but it's every day, and I'm like, dude... First off, are you guys aware of this Janelle Grant lawsuit? That's number one. Then, even if we imagine that never happened, even if we imagine it never happened, he still sucked. We don't want him back. I don't think people remember those last 3 years of Vince. They were horrible.
And there's the Ring Boy scandal still.
Yes.
And all the NDAs and everything else involving Vince.
Well, my point is, the scandals and everything, I mean, that's the icing on the cake. I mean, take all of that away, he still sucked. We do not need Vince McMahon back. That's my point. Under no circumstances do we need him back.
I will agree with you on that one.
Kenny Omega tweeted, after what William Regal tweeted about protecting your head and neck, and he said that regardless of timing or perceived intent, general message from Mr. Regal remains a positive one. Tribalism, whataboutism, other isms aren't needed here. Safety often takes a back seat when a wrestler is locked in, actively chasing the dragon. We all sometimes need a voice from afar to tether us back to reality. Tell us that the risks have consequences. The odds are not in our favor. None of us will walk away unscathed. This isn't company versus company or wrestler versus wrestler. It's about a general awareness and knowing that the cost of what we do is directly related to the amount and severity of risks we take. Keep in mind, as athletes, we aren't all created equally. As responsible adults, we need to be realistic, know our own physical limits. I'd have to give my head a shake if I wanted to try a twisting shooting star, but I would never say a word to Pac. I look at all of this as great food for thought. Sometimes something to always be cognizant of. It shouldn't be about making it a competition. Thank you, Mr. Regal. That was Kenny Omega.
Very mature Kenny Omega. Thank you.
He's also physically ravaged. So he's now in the position that people were in telling him to be safe.
No, but I think he made a lot of good points.
Well, he did.
And I know William Regal. He's not a tribalism guy. If he's speaking on social media, he must really mean it. And again, I don't think, let's be careful out there, guys, should be considered bad advice.
It's not bad advice at all. And then Jeff Jarrett,
to everybody, not just one company.
Jarrett on his podcast basically said, athletes today, they're bigger, stronger, period, game, set, match. Style of wrestling is not going in reverse, the cadence, the speed. My generation was different. We worked 7 days a week. It's how it was. Now house shows are going away for the most part. Yeah, we worked a lot more shows, but also in working the shows, I've worked more shows without a trainer than I have with them. At AEW, there is no less than 7 trainers at the show. I think you have to not just be reactive. If something is out of whack, I think you got to have preventative maintenance. I credit my mindset on not just cardio and stretching, but nutrition and preventive maintenance. And he basically says that everybody is doing that sort of thing nowadays, and things aren't going backwards. Back in a moment with more Observer Live. Check out this free video and make sure you hit like and subscribe.
If Truth didn't have the best weekend in this company, then Mr. Iguana did.
Oh, yeah, this guy is over, dude.
We'll get to him in the Worlds Collide review, but
He's got merch up on WWE shop.
he's going to make so much
He's got these
money.
kids that want to see more Mr. Iguana.
Yeah. So
His face paint is so funny.
I must stop you right here. It's not face
Oh,
paint.
would you stop?
It's head paint.
Yeah, it
He
looks.
paints his whole damn head.
It looks like he's gets held upside down and they just dunk his head in green paint.
Yes.
It's absolutely bizarre.
And when he's not wrestling, he wears the round silver spectacles,
Yes,
and
he
flicks his tongue constantly,
Yes.
as an iguana would, and Del Toro and Octagon do whatever, and people are patient, but they don't care. And then Iguana tags in, and they are hyped. It took about 7 seconds to make himself my favorite luchador. He starts, I forget who he's in there with, but the guy offers a handshake, and so he licks it because he's an iguana, and then he gets hit with a shoulder tackle, or it's a chop. He takes a chop, he drops to his back, he sticks all 4 limbs straight in the air.
Yes.
He's playing dead like an iguana would. So then he brings in the puppet. I didn't get the puppet's name. I should have used it 50 times. But it's an iguana puppet that he thinks is real. Well,
already
sometimes.
Already up on WWE shop.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know if Harley Cameron's doll is on the AEW?
I do not know.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
So he starts doing spots with the puppet in his mouth. He lets the puppet try to get the pin. And amidst all the silliness, Conan says, you know this Mr. Iguana, he's most popular with children.
I liked how as soon as the puppet started doing spots, Corey Graves goes, is that legal in Mexico? And without skipping a beat, Conan goes, yes.
Low on the list of things you will see in a Lucha Libre match, especially in AAA. So he starts using the puppet more as a weapon, or as a distraction, I should say. But it ends up with Lindsay Dorado getting a hold of this puppet, and he snaps, and he stomps the puppet, and he grabs the puppet, and he Spanish flies the puppet. This crowd is outraged. They're pissed. They're furious. But you know he's even more pissed and furious?
It got more heat than anything else. Maybe on the entire show,
Mr.
actually.
Goddamn Iguana.
They were
who's
furious.
seething and his eyes are breaking out, and he snaps and just rips ass. He grabs his own lizard and is whipping these guys with it. And then they remember it's just a puppet and they stop selling.
This was a very, very fun match. I liked it a lot. And there's a lot to learn here about marketing.
Yeah.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here. I want to say one thing about what Jared said. And it's mostly just, he says, you know, you ain't putting the toothpaste back in the tube. It's delusional thinking. There's no chance in hell these guys are going to say, no, I'm not going to do that because of long-term nobody. We didn't do it when we were their age. The extreme high spots and moves and creative stuff, that's not going backwards. I think no one's saying that we should stop doing high spots. No one is saying we shouldn't be doing this. I mean, what does creative have to do with anything? Nobody is saying that. All people are saying is like, don't land on your head. If you want to do a 450, great. If you want to do a 630, great. If you want to do a full twisting shooting star, great. If you want to do whatever, but don't land on your head. That's it. It doesn't matter. I mean, the style's always going to change. I mean, but don't land on your head. That's all people are saying. I don't think that's an arguable point here.
We're not suggesting grab a headlock for 15 minutes.
No. God, no. I don't want to get on the guy, but God help me. Austin Theory. Like, apparently Paul is really high on this guy, and, like, Paul Heyman's a really smart guy, but, man, I don't see it. And it's nothing against him personally, but his matches are just nothing. He wrestles like 2004 John Cena. Just the Vince McMahon, big jacked up guy, grab a hold, old school heat. It's just like that match he had with Rey Mysterio, of all people on Raw. I was like, this match is just there.
You mustn't have been listening to the announcers because they were just raving about how this guy is completely different and changed. And
he's not.
They came to a heck of a conclusion to shove down our throats before we had a chance to see him.
I mean, I don't want to see everybody wrestling like Austin Theory. Please. I mean, he, if anything, needs to do more stuff. Not land on his head, but, I mean, I can't remember what match it was. I think it was some match on Dynamite. I wish I could remember who it was. But all I remember was, when I was describing it, it was like, this is like an Ishii versus Ishii match. Just two guys that were just like pounding on each other. And I went into the chat on our board, and some guy was like, this is why I love AEW. You'd never see anything like this in WWE. And, like, I don't know why I got so hot, but it was like, tell me you don't watch WWE without telling me you don't watch WWE. What are you talking about?
Like, seen a Dragunov match?
Oh, my God. That Dragunov match. Dude, that Dragunov-Carmelo Hayes match was better than, I don't know, man, 80, 90% of the Continental Classic matches. And, man, they pummeled each other. And nobody got hurt. They didn't drop anybody on their heads. It was more, I'm going to hit you really hard at a safe place, which has been done since the 70s. But, like, oh, my God, that match was incredible. And it's like, yeah, you're going to see more of that in AEW than WWE. But don't act like the style hasn't changed in WWE. Don't act like you're not going to watch, like, an Io Sky match or a Gunther match or a Dragunov match or... Like, don't act like you're not going to see great wrestling and people giving it their all. Like, you're going to see it everywhere at this point. And except when you watch Austin Theory. He's still wrestling like it's the early 2000s. That's got to change. So anyway, the Vision came out, and Paul, this was even weirder. Paul goes, Austin, earn your keep. So Austin takes the mic, and he goes, I've been waiting my entire life, my entire career for this moment. I have a lot of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the next World Heavyweight Champion, Braun Breaker. And then he stops and he goes, Wise man, help me out with this next part. And Paul takes the mic and he goes, the goals of the Vision outweigh any of the group's individual needs. And I was like, you needed help with that? Like, could you not remember the line? What was that? And then he didn't talk anymore. And then Punk interrupts, and they did a long segment with Punk and Braun Breaker about the title match next week on the anniversary edition of Raw. And it was just weird, man.
It ended strong, though.
It ended strong with Punk and
Braun.
And Braun, yes. That was good. Then we had a Raquel promo about the three-way match tonight. Liv interrupted. Said JD and Dom are out the next few weeks. We need you tonight. And Raquel said she'd handle it alone. And there's dissension with Roxanne, Raquel, and Liv.
That's kind of been the Judgment Day's gimmick since day one.
It has been for about
someone.
3 years now. Yes.
There's always a pot stirrer.
Then we had Steph, Raquel, and Nikki Bella for the women's title in a triple threat. So I thought Stephanie looked fine. I thought Nikki did not look good. I thought Raquel had a bad night. Although apparently, well, anyway, it wasn't a very good match. And Raquel tried a double Tejano bomb. Steph avoided it. Nick took the bump. Steph tossed Raquel outside, pinned Nikki, and that was that. So I was not blown away. Then we had one of my favorite things on the show. Everyone's yelling at Gunther for being disrespectful. Gunther's like, Or first he said, you think you're being disrespectful since you beat John Cena? And Gunther goes, oh, hold on a second. That's not precise. I didn't beat him. I made him quit. It's like he did. He made that guy give up. So Truth walks in. He's upset at Gunther for telling the truth. So Gunther threatens to beat him up. We had the Kabuki Warriors coming out for a promo, and Rhea and Io came down. We had a quick brawl. Babyfaces stood tall. It was a basic segment type of pay-per-view.
But I've got an issue with it.
The fact that the Kabuki Warriors have been babyfaces for 3 weeks and now they're heels again?
It's not just a segment. It's been done for a million years. God, one of the matches I had in Ring of Honor, they tried to do it, and I managed to kill it. Why send the babyfaces out to just stop the babyfaces so the babyfaces can clear that ring again? Like, it made me less interested in the match. If Rhea and Io just came out, kicked their butts, send them running, I'd be like, yeah, this match I'm really into. But they sent them down. Io gets her back injured again. I think she's stupid for coming out, because why is she coming out when she's hurt? Last week she got screwed up because she's hurt. She did it again, so I'm thinking she's an idiot. Then they managed to come back. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're back to square one. And it's like, I'm less interested. Why? What reaction do you want out of the segment, and why do you do it twice so it means less?
Well, Lance, I agree 1,000% because it's not just this, but I've noticed this a lot lately, and it's actually in like every company now. A run-in used to be you run in and you clear the ring or whatever. Now it's like these run-ins are basically designed like matches. You have a heat segment of the run-in. You have a shot, like it's like you have a counter. And I'm like, dude, can we just like get to the point here? It drives me nuts, and it happens a lot.
What's the desired reaction? Just do that.
Yeah, just either have a match or have a run-in. But like, there have been some run-ins where it's like, babyfaces run in, they run wild, heels cut them off, heels beat them down for a while, the babyfaces come back, they cut off again. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and then they make a come. Just run in and run them off. God. Call me old. I don't care. Ray's warming up backstage, and Punk offers to help him out, but Ray says, I got it covered tonight, which we'll get into. Gunther submitted that quitter Truth, which is fitting, giving his childhood hero was that loser John Cena. Gave up as well. Yeah, it was fun. We had the Usos backstage. Jay's all sad. Jimmy hypes him up. We had the Javon segment with Dragon and AJ, which was clever because Dragon and AJ were fighting. They were putting their tag titles on the line tonight. But when they talked to Javon, they were like, wherever you and Leon get situated, let us know and we can run that tag title match back again. They teased you with a match that's now not going to happen. It was a swerve. Then we had Paul telling Theory not to let Rey Mysterio ruin his big night. Well, he did, because they had a match. And 5 minutes in, Rey hits a 619. He's about to pin him with the drop the dime, and Logan Paul attacks him for the DQ. I was like, frickin' God help me. What a horrific.
But can I also, and it's like when Ric Flair was world champ and the Horsemen would intentionally get themselves disqualified to save the title, why would you interfere in front of the ref, get disqualified so Theory loses, when there's a chance Theory might move when Rey does his next move, which I've forgotten the name of, or he might kick out? It's like, why would you take a guaranteed loss to prevent a potential loss? Like, I get it if there's a title on the line, and I think too many people have forgotten that, and they're just like, oh, well, he doesn't want him to get pinned, so he'll get disqualified. It's like, it's a loss. Why would you intentionally make the dude lose?
Because Logan's an idiot. He didn't think
well,
that
he's
through.
new to this, so maybe that's the...
Maxine came out for a promo. They really want the crowd to love her, and they like her enough, but, I mean...
I find it the other way around. I find her so cocky and arrogant for her level of experience that I'm like, I'm disliking her.
Well, she's getting a weird reaction. I mean, they cheer, but they're not, like, overwhelmingly loving her. And then Becky came out and just had to do the most over-the-top... I mean, it was like she was going to tie Maxine to the railroad tracks or something. Just twirled a mustache, vowed to beat her next week. Pierce is trying to recruit Trick for Raw. He's going to be going to...
Move.
Raw or SmackDown, yeah.
I'm a fan of Tricks.
I'm a fan of Trick, Oba, and Javon, and they're all going to be big stars, despite what some might think. Then the main event was AJ and Dragon Lee versus the Usos for the tag team titles. This match did not start out great. They first, Jimmy tried to powder outside and hit his Jimmy on the bottom rope. And, boy, his world collapsed.
Yeah, I don't know whether he was hurt from that or blown up later, but he was struggling.
Well, they came back from commercial, and there was a spot where he and AJ were in the ring, and they were going to get the heat on AJ when Jay was going to kick AJ in the back of the head behind the ref's back. So Jimmy, he shoots AJ off or something, and then he just stops and turns his back, because I think he was going to try and get the ref to come to him so that they could do the spot. But that wasn't where they were going to do the spot. And so, AJ just kind of stops running, and then he's like, come on, and then Jimmy sort of doesn't do it. This match fell apart, and AJ's getting hot. You can hear him, first he just clobbers this guy with a forearm, and then you hear him say something like, let's go, or something like that. And it took them forever to get this spot right. And then when they finally got the heat on AJ, I thought it got better at that point. And then, the last 5 minutes of this match, mostly because, they're kicking out of these big moves, and this crowd was so into this match in the last 5 minutes. And finally, AJ hit the Styles Clash, and Jay actually kicked out. It wasn't a save. And then they hit the double stomper to the Styles Clash setup, but Jimmy hit a super kick on Dragon. AJ tried the phenomenal forearm. Usos hit a double super kick out of midair. They super kicked Dragon, hit Dragon with the 1D, got the pin, won the titles for the 9th time, and this place went wild.
Did you notice that they violated the secret rule and it should have been a disqualification?
Well, sometimes. Why is there even that secret rule anyway? It's stupid.
I don't know, but every NXT talent that comes to TNA tries to avoid breaking it, even though I tell them it's not a rule here. But Dragon Lee just came running, and the illegal man, Jimmy, just stepped in the ring and super kicked him, and it's like, that's a DQ in WWE.
I guess he was protecting himself. That's what Max said. So I thought this match had a rough start, but it was turned into a great match there at the end. And,
great reaction at the end.
Yeah, people were asking about that Styles Clash kickout. I'll talk about this after the break. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
It's Bryan Alvarez and Big Vinny V, and we hope that you enjoy the show.
Should I do one more time? Huh? I played the entire song before realizing I had not hit record.
I figured as much.
So I had to start the entire show over again. Uh-oh. Is my internet down? My internet died.
Yeah.
All right. Stand by, everybody. Hi, everybody. We're back. And we're just gonna barrel on through, right, Vinny? What do we have on that Facebook thing? Now it says no audio. Jared, do we have audio?
I can hear you.
Honestly, what is going on?
Yeah, we just watched a movie
What
about
is
this.
up with my internet? Lost everybody again. Curry says no problems with the Big Vinny V show.
His words.
Not since the first one.
I was going to say, the very
There have
first
been
one was a
Many
disaster.
problems. Many
Yes.
problems.
We've had quite a few.
Yeah, and you know what I do? I just barrel on through.
Brian.
Barrel on through should be the name of this show. What the hell's going on this week? Every single show, something goes terribly wrong. Today, I didn't have the music set to go at first. Then I got it set to go, but I forgot to hit record. Finally, I hit record and got the song going right. Golly. One disaster after another here. We're starting 15 minutes late. I still can't find the video, Jared. Is it up? Where is everything? Granny's joining us here today via phone. We cannot connect her audio or video. It's a blank screen. I don't know what's going on. What are we doing? Should we just quit today? I don't know what the problem is, Granny. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what's going on. We still have no video. I got a question. Where's the goddamn video at?
You gotta fire Jared.
All right, now it's up. Hello, everybody.
This is the one you told me to do last week, Undertaker plus Psycho Kid.
Okay.
Are you done laughing?
Yeah, we're done.
Yes, Granny, I apologize.
There'll be more.
Then Psycho Sid comes out with blonde curly hair, hard to pull. Lasts a while before he gets out of it. I had to give that a 10.
A 10.
Oh, wow.
Undertaker won a match and a belt. That's a 10 on the granny scale.
Victor is still at it more than ever this week, as far as the soaps go.
Hell of a report, Granny.
All right.
That was a 10 on the Granny soap opera report scale.
Okay, just a minute.
Jared, you're forgiven. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. So, a couple of weeks ago, there was a match. AJ goes for the phenomenal forearm. He slips on the ropes and falls into the ring. And I thought it was legit. And I'm not 100% sure it wasn't. But I'm more and more skeptical with each passing match that this guy has. Because he's still awesome. But, like, he knows that I may like, look outwardly awesome, but I'm 48 and I can feel it on the inside. And I think that since his career is ending, I'll bet in every match that he has, there's one thing that happens where it looks like maybe he doesn't have it anymore. So I think that he might have slipped on the ropes. I think that he, like, a worked slip. I think there's a reason that the Styles Clash was kicked out of and not had to be broken up. And I think he's telling this story over the next several months leading to his retirement. I could be wrong, but he's a smart guy and he's a great worker.
And he doesn't miss much, so
And
it
no.
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, what do we got on Impact this week, Lance?
Oh boy, I am not even sure. Actually, I think we get the. Is this the? I don't want to say unless it's not, because it's been taped, so I don't want to stooge anything off. But we've only got 2 shows left, and then we're to AMC on January 15th, 9 till 11. New time slot when we go to AMC on the 15th. But I'm not entirely sure what's on this week.
Well, luckily, I shouldn't say that before I check. Nah, I don't have the lineup. But you know what? We're going to get it. We got a lot left coming up this year, everybody. We will be here tomorrow. Filthy Tom is going to be joining us on location. There will not be a show Thursday for New Year's, but Lance and I will be back on Friday with the prediction show. So get your predictions ready, everybody. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But Friday's the day, everybody. So that's it. I want to thank you all for listening. We'll talk to you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.